Fiance, F34, told me, M33, she cheated 11 years ago. Am I stupid for thinking it's salvageable? One day after update, I have made her remove the ring. I am unsure about what I want to do regarding that at this moment, but the person to whom I proposed is not the same individual who is present before me now. I contacted her best friend to obtain a clearer understanding, and they claim they cannot remember specific details, saying that their memory is poor and providing a multitude of excuses. It has turned into a futile conversation. I have seen messages from another one of her friends that she reached out to, someone who has been cheated on previously, and it is evident that they are not an ally of mine either. The focus is entirely on how they love her and are proud of her for admitting her mistakes. I have registered on survivinginfidelity.com to seek more targeted assistance. I have repeatedly demanded that she tell me if there was anything else, and she insists there is not, but she also lacks any way to substantiate that claim. Her response has shifted from "he charmed me" to "I was weak, cowardly, and insecure." I also requested all the sordid details of what transpired, and while she claims it was 3 times she went there, they had sexual relations far more often than that. She did not want to reach out to anyone more openly, because she did not want to take the choice away from me regarding who knows, but that conveniently aligns with her feelings of shame about telling people. Therefore, I advised her to contact someone through work to obtain counseling. My best friend came to rescue me from a bar and encouraged me to pursue couples therapy, regardless of the outcome, because no matter how this unfolds, everyone understands how significantly this situation will impact me. I have insisted that she sleep on the sofa for the time being. This might change, as I do not know how I will feel about sharing the bed. I am aware that many here will think I am irrational for not simply ending the relationship and leaving, but I cannot endure that kind of sudden emotional trauma to my well-being right now. My outlook might change in a few days. I cannot predict. We are going to attend couples therapy, but my primary focus is on taking care of myself. She asserts that she is willing to do anything and everything to rectify this situation, but I doubt her ability to do so, or whether she possesses the strength to follow through. I have become so accustomed to prioritizing what is best for her or how to assist her that remaining objective has become the most challenging task I have faced. I am attempting to concentrate solely on myself now and trying to come to terms with the fact that the person to whom I gave everything was a deception. In summary, as the title indicates, last night my fiancé revealed that 11 years ago, 9 months into our official relationship, she cheated on me with a colleague 3 times over the course of a month, the complete act. I do not know how to heal, whether this is repairable, or how to process my feelings about the entire situation. I feel lost. I will provide as much context as possible below because I value objectivity. Before this relationship, I was involved in a 4-year relationship where my partner cheated on me and manipulated me with typical accusations of "you are imagining things." This occurred when I was 15 to 18 years old. It was a difficult situation, but children can be foolish and cruel. This experience is significant because it has influenced the following years of my life. I shunned relationships like the plague and focused on self-improvement. I did not allow people to get close because I anticipated they would hurt me. Although I had a few physical connections, I was always clear with those involved about the nature of our interactions. It was never an issue for either party. Then, this girl expressed interest in me. I knew her from college, we clicked, and very quickly she wanted to be official. I had previously established my boundaries and told her no. I explained that if that was not acceptable to her, it would be best for us not to continue because I did not want to harm anyone, nor did I want to experience harm myself. She accepted my position, and we continued to enjoy each other's company without claiming exclusivity for about a year. During this time, I did not pursue other relationships because I was not looking for them. Honestly, I believe I was still emotionally damaged from my prior experience, leading me to distrust others completely. Meanwhile, she did, and I do not hold that against her at all. I knew she was dating other people, and even now, that doesn't bother me because we were not exclusive. I had established the boundaries, so it would have been hypocritical to react otherwise. I genuinely mean it when I say that it was not even a consideration for me, but it serves as important context. A year later, a friend confronted me and shook some sense into me, stating that this girl was infatuated with me and keeping her at arm's length was foolish. While my previous fear was valid, she had consistently shown her commitment, and my friend advised me to stop being foolish and simply ask her if she wanted to be official since she clearly desired that. So I did. I recognized that perhaps I was allowing myself to truly live, and that is indeed what we became official. Over the next couple of years, she even told me that all the men she dated during the period we were openly dating was merely an attempt to provoke jealousy, and I did not respond in the way she anticipated at all. It was honestly not on my radar whatsoever. We went on to have a very standard relationship, or so I believed. We had difficult days and good days. Looking back, I thought we were evolving together. Even now, I can assert that I am genuinely a better person due to the time we have spent together. Through her, I have been able to address so many issues and grow into a much more resilient individual, and she similarly became better. About a year into our official relationship, one of her friends began making numerous suggestions. At that time, my partner and her friend were involved in some conflict, so I did not take it seriously. I trusted her, and she said her friend was being hysterical over something, so I ignored the advice. All my instincts were telling me something was wrong, but I trusted her, and that was what mattered to me. As the years went by, we faced several turbulent periods. I can now recognize that we were evolving into our adult selves while failing to meet each other's wants and needs while insisting that our own be fulfilled. Nevertheless, we always managed to work through it. There were a few occasions where we likely should have ended things, but for some reason, either mine or hers, we did not. In a few months, we would come back stronger than before. This dynamic fueled our belief that as long as we both invested effort into the relationship, we could overcome any challenge. In our social circles, our relationship appeared to be the kind that others envied. While we certainly had disagreements, we seemed unshakable to everyone else. As you can probably guess, the situation became especially challenging during COVID-19. She began to overlook my efforts, and I started to feel as if I was being taken for granted. It felt like it was always about what I could provide for her and never what I needed. We were also in each other's space in a way we had never experienced before. Although we had spent a lot of time together previously, due to the circumstances, it reached an overwhelming level. We failed to rejuvenate each other, neglecting each other's needs. Consequently, I started to slip into the beginnings of a pornography addiction to obtain a quick emotional boost, while she became overbearing and demanded all of my attention in every aspect. If I did not meet her standards, I would be criticized and made to feel like I was failing as a partner. We were not communicating effectively, and when we attempted to, we were so focused on fulfilling our own desires that we ignored what the other genuinely needed. The end result, which I want to be very candid about, is that I resorted to a hookup application using a pseudonym and false pictures simply to find amateur pornography that seemed authentic. I never reached out to anyone. It was as simple as liking someone's profile and seeing if they responded. This behavior was incredibly weak and foolish, and while I do not excuse it, I acknowledge the context in which I found myself. She discovered this, and for the better part of the following 6 months to a year, it became our problem to address. I was the issue to resolve. I was criticized for lying, hiding the truth, and being addicted. We engaged in a back and forth for so long that it became the routine to think we could get through it, but I was continuously subjected to emotional turmoil due to my actions. It is essential to understand how emotionally drained I thought we had both become during that time. We were extracting each other's deepest vulnerabilities, trying to discern whether the flawed individuals we recognized were worth keeping in our lives. This may sound like a side note, but she also spoke with her best friend during this period, who allegedly persuaded her to continue trying with me. This conversation is relevant later. The crucial part is that I underwent significant internal work, and we improved. I rebuilt myself and regained her respect. I cannot overstate the importance of this, but I realize this post is already lengthy. What matters most is that I can confidently assert I no longer have an addiction. I have re-established healthy boundaries and learned how to communicate my wants and needs in a way that is both healthy and assertive. We repaired our relationship entirely. Nothing was off limits, and I believed we had successfully pieced ourselves back together from the core of our identities. 4 years later, We had never been better. I thought we had seen each other's darkness and everything mentioned above. I was even motivated enough to propose, and there was a joke among our friends and family that it was about time. I truly cannot recall a time when I have been happier. I believed we understood everything about each other. We felt genuinely unshakable. Then, most of a year passed with us planning our wedding, buying a house, the whole package. The only barrier we encountered until then was financial, and since everything that occurred during COVID-19, I had been pushing myself in the workplace to provide for us because she was worth the effort. She saw every part of me and still wanted me. There was no reason for me to fear anything any longer. Despite both of us rowing the boat together, she had finally found a job that made her happy, so I did everything I could to earn more money, allowing her to remain in a position where she could feel content. There is significant depth to unpack here, so I may revisit this point if anyone finds it significant. With all of this happening, she went to catch up with her friend, the one who urged her to keep trying with me. It turns out that her friend had been cheated on by their partner, and they referenced what my fiancé had done previously while discussing that situation. According to my fiancé, this was a wake-up call, a reminder that she had yet to confide in me about what she had done, and she could see how much it impacted her friend. Fast forward to last night when I was informed that 11 years ago, 9 months into our official relationship, she went to a colleague's house and engaged in sexual relations with him. That previously hysterical friend had been attempting to communicate this to me, and I had been manipulated into doubting their claims. Her best friend had known for over 5 years, and my fiancé insisted on keeping it a secret because she wanted to tell me herself. However, she did not inform me until now, or in the years prior, because she was afraid of losing me. I only discovered it had happened 3 times because I explicitly asked. Had I not done so, she would have left it at, "It just happened." It is evident to me that she is only disclosing this now because of how it affected her friend, and not for my benefit at all. Her exact words were that he charmed her, and she relished feeling desired during a time when we were very much in love, or at least I thought we were deeply connected. I did not care about all those other men from before, as we were not in an exclusive relationship, but 9 months later, I apparently was not enough. I feel utterly lost. I do not know what to do or how to feel. I feel as though everything in our relationship has been a fabrication. All the communication, all the vulnerability, none of it feels genuine, but I have changed profoundly. I dedicated 12 years of my life to this woman, and even in my most troubled, vulnerable state, her mindset and responses were consistently focused on herself. I have composed quite a lengthy declaration here, so if you have made it to the end, I am unsure what to express other than my gratitude. I recognize that people on Reddit may suggest I walk away, but I do not even know what I am feeling anymore. I asked in the post whether this is salvageable, but I do not even know if that is what I want. I simply formulated a question because it prompted me to do so. I am uncertain about my desires. I have honestly never felt so isolated,